Hey, what's up, everybody? We are live. Actually, I don't like the glare. I'm going to scoot this over. What's up? So, happy Easter on this beautiful Easter morning. Figured I'd go live with you guys. I was going to do it this afternoon at 5, but I'm going to be at family. So, on holidays, I get a pass. But yeah, I promise, guys, I'm wanting to start doing this at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time out here in California. That's kind of the goal. But hey, we got a fun little episode for you guys. Uh, we're gonna unveil. Well, not really unveil because it is a product that Reptile Basics has had out for a while, but they did make some tweaks and modifications to it to make it better all around. And I'm going to show you guys a few Amazon tree boas. But, hurry, go, go. So, how are you guys doing today? It's been kind of a crazy week for me. We had a funeral yesterday. A close friend passed away, and so it has just been like, and my wife was in charge of planning the funeral, so it's just been go, 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 nonstop in the midst of working. So, anyway, but yeah, so I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit. We've got, I guess I'll just start out, you know. If you guys got any questions or any comments, fire away. But so this this is the Hobbystat from Reptile Basics. So as you guys know, we've partnered up with Reptile Basics. They've been really good to me. That all started because I've used their products for years, and I reached out to Rich and spoke with Rich about, kind of coming on board. And I'm not paid by any means to talk about this, but what I am going to do is I am going to actually plug this in and do an actual episode about this stat. But I figured I'd talk about it on the live video, and you guys can ask some questions if you want. So this stat is not. So if you have a pretty large collection, I probably would not recommend getting this stat. There's a lot of other stats out there, thermostats, for larger collections. You have the Vivarium Electronics 100, 200, 300, and he's got several different options for you guys to use for that, because they can take on larger wattages. They've got built-in night drops. They're proportional stats versus the on-off. But if you have a small collection, hence the name Hobbystat, or if you just have like 1 or 2 cages that you want to hook up to an expensive stat, I would recommend this. It's a pretty good thermostat. So I'm going to open it up, and I want to actually talk about some of the stuff with it. So pull out some of the pieces real quick, and I've got some literature. So you guys I'm sure you've gotten some of the really cheapy stuff that's like $39, somewhere around there. This is comparatively priced with those, and it's a pretty solid stat. I mean, this thing is not like this is a solid stat. Now it's got a dial knob, so you're not going to have like a display on there like you would have with like a Helix or something like that. Again, this is for smaller collections, or for being hooked up to just one cage, or maybe 2 cages, maybe just like one stack of cages. It has to do with the wattage as well. But anyway, we're going to talk about it. I'm going to set this over here. So he's got some literature with this. Pretty cool stat. So it's really easy to install, guys. I mean, it's not rocket science. Let me see here. I wanted to open it in front of you guys so you guys can see exactly, like, that I haven't prepped anything. But let's see. So it's got a 10-foot replaceable temperature probe, and a 6-foot power cord, which is pretty lengthy for you guys. If you've got a lot of times when you have cages that are high up, maybe they're stacked on top of some other cages, it's kind of tough. Hey Harley, no kitty. Harley, no kitty. Sorry, my my dog likes to torment my cat. It's also got where was I? Installation probe and the RJ11 port. On the, let's see, user port, blah, 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 blah. So this is the thing. This is why this is not good for hooking up a big stack of cages or anything, is the wattage cannot exceed 300 watts. Let's see, hold on. Let me make sure I have that right. No, 400 watts. So you can't go over 400 watts. Now, that's still, you can still run a stack of cages off of it. Like if you're gonna have cages that, like, you know, if you've got radiant heat panels in there, they, you know, what do you, 45 to 65, maybe on a large cage, 80 watt panel. So, what's up, dude? How's it going? So if you're gonna be running, you know, you've got 3 or 4 cages that all the heat sources in there have less than 100 watts, then you're totally good to run a full stack off of this thermostat. Anyway, you've got the probe here. Now this thing even has a night drop module, which is pretty cool. So, and it comes with all that. So you've got your probe here, and you've got your power cord that actually, or the power source, clicks in here, and you can even plug it into, it's even got a three prong outlet, and that's one of my biggest frustrations, dude, with some of these little cheaper stats, is they only have the 2 prongs. Drives me crazy, because now I'm sitting here running around my house trying to find one that's got 2 prongs, and at least most of the newer power cords don't have just 2 prongs, unless you're buying something that's like ultra cheap. So anyway, solid product, guys. And let's see, again, you know, you got 400 watts that this thing can handle, so you can run, you know, a stack of 3 or 4 cages off this thing easy. Just make sure that you don't exceed 400 watts on the total amount that's coming off. And again, like, you can run a cord, like a little a cord with, or maybe you could plug in something with multiple outlets. Yeah, hey, if you need one, reach out to Rich at Reptile Basics Incorporated. This is the best part, guys. They're only 50 bucks. So, like, they're not expensive at all. It's a solid stat. And if you want to run a night drop off of it, you're going to have to get the little extension piece for it, but it's not that expensive. Rich can hook you up. Ask the guy questions. He's one of the few cage manufacturers out there that will answer questions. He wants to make sure that you get the right product, because ultimately he's a reptile keeper just like us. So he's going to try and make sure that you're not going to, like, you know, kill your animals. So yes, it will work for an incubator, but I probably would not take the gamble on this is just me personally. I would probably buy a proportional stat. This is not a proportional stat. So this is an on and off thermostat, guys. So what that means is this thing's you set the temperature, and whenever it reaches that temperature, it shuts off. And it's got a threshold of when it kicks back on to maintain that temp. And I believe it's within a couple degrees. I'm not exactly positive on that. But it's a good thermostat, but I probably wouldn't use it for an incubator. You know, you've got Spider Robotics. I'm a big fan of the Vivarium Electronics, which is the same company. They're just a higher level stat, and these, I think they start at like around 100 bucks. I would want to make the investment for my eggs to run it off of a more expensive thermostat, but that's just me personally. Operating range is 50 degrees Fahrenheit to 135 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius for all you guys across the pond. You're going to have to figure that one out. Um, for the night drop, it's a 10 degrees fixed amount. So it does require the optional. I was talking about that and then I got sidetracked. It does require the optional, piece to hook up to the site to the night drop. But it's all labeled right here, so it's super easy to use, guys. It's not hard at all. You're gonna run the probe right out of here. You're gonna have to buy the little night drop piece. You're gonna run that right out of here. Here's your power source. So yeah, it's super easy. But it's a dial knob, and again, it's not a proportional stack, guys. So if you're gonna get this and run an incubator off of it, you might be able to do it, but it may not keep. For some species, eggs are there's a little bit of fluctuation, and they could go bad. So just for me personally, I'd rather buy a more expensive thermostat. So anyway, this is the Hobbystat. Reach out to Rich. Let him know that you saw about it on my live show. Hey guys, also like with Rich, we're going to be running promos that you can only get the promo code from watching my videos. So you guys got to get with the program. I'm super cheesy. So if you guys want the promo codes and everything like that, got to watch my videos. We're going to do a cage stat combo promo probably coming up here in the future. What did you say? Yeah, you know what? I don't keep ball pythons. Truth be told, I'm not really that knowledgeable about ball pythons other than what I've watched on other people's videos. So I'm not sure. But like, hardier species, you could totally use this stat with it. I wasn't sure if you're talking about actually like ball python eggs or anything like that. But anyway, watch these videos. I'll be giving you guys little snippets and updates, letting you know like what's coming down the pipeline. So if I'm going to be running a promo code, I'm going to, I hate to use the word market, but I'm going to market that and say, hey, I got a promo code coming, because this is a partnership between me and Reptile Basics. So there's a couple other guys that I've worked with, and hey guys, I actually want to talk about that. So I've reached out to a few good companies. And I have done this because first and foremost, I've been a customer of these companies for a long time before ever doing this. And the second thing is they already have built up rapport, and I'm trying to establish that with my name. And so I want to associate myself with these companies. So right now it's Reptile Basics Incorporated, and it's also Cold-Blooded Cafe, which is a rodent supplier. And guys, if you reach out to them and you purchase from them, and it's based off of something that was kind of sparked from one of my videos, I really want you guys to let them know that like, hey, I was watching one of Jeff's videos on Godbold Exotics, and he talked about this and stroked my curiosity, and so I want to try it out. Let them know these things because they need that kind of feedback, because I want to be able to generate stuff for these guys. Again, I'm not getting paid, and Mr. Leia or Merlea, I'm not sure how to say your name. The Emerald Tree Boa episode is coming out this Friday. So we filmed 3 episodes when we were down at Ryan's place, and the first one was on satanic leaf-tailed geckos, which already aired. The second was on pancake tortoises, which already aired. And the third one, which will be a longer one, is going to be on the emerald tree boas, and that's coming out this Friday. So you guys stay tuned, yeah. But yeah, so going back to what I was saying, so if you guys end up reaching out to them based off something on my, that you saw in one of my videos, just let them know that like I facilitated or encouraged you to reach out to them. That brings me to something else. So we have a third company that we're going to be bringing on board that I'm really excited to work with, and that is Pangea Reptile. So any of you guys who keep geckos or work with like bioactive setups, which you guys know that I keep my crested geckos in completely 100% bioactive setups. I reached out to Matt and I just asked him if it was something he'd be interested in, and so they've just hired on a social media technician or expert, and we're going to be partnering up with them in the future. So we're going to be we're going to have our hands in the pot of a few different companies. These companies are not competitors per se, but they're companies that I, again, have shopped with for years and years and will continue to do so. So I feel really good staking my reputation on their name. So Pangea Reptile, more to come from them. But I'm really excited about that. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Let's bring out a couple snakes. How about that? How about that? So both these girls shed. I'm going to try and get them out without, let's see which one comes apart first. Come here. All right. So this, if I can, you know what? I'm going to put her down. She's not going anywhere. And I'm going to put, all right. So you guys remember one of my prior videos, me showing you a really cool garden which had kind of a purple color. Her name is Sangria. So this is Sangria. She's got like almost like purple eyes, and I'm really trying to do this for the camera, but look at the eye color. It's not your typical color of a garden. Now she came from a calico pairing, so she has the calico gene. Her parents, one of her parents was a calico animal. And again, guys, the calico gene, from what I have been able to gather, is a dominant gene. So there's been talk of one of the lines being recessive. This is not a co-dominant gene because from what we can tell, there is no super form. So this is a dominant gene. So if you were to breed a calico to a normal animal, roughly half or a decent percentage of the animals will come out with the calico phenotype, which seems to follow the same allele that dictates red color. So there's been a couple animals that have been an exception to that with the yellow or the orange and having some of the white scales, but it seems to be allelic in the sense that red animals are the ones that have the calico phenotype, which is the white scales and whatnot. So just thought I'd touch on that. I am not a geneticist, so you guys you know, have some patience and correct me if I'm wrong, but that is what I have gathered. And I'm not a huge garden fan, but I absolutely love Sangria. She's a really cool animal, as you can tell, very placid. And I'm out here in shorts and a t-shirt, so we're not sitting at 40 degrees and the animals are really cold. I mean, these animals just came out of the heat, and like she's got like a lavender, like purple belly. Just so freaking cool. I love this animal. She's almost all my Amazons are pretty placid. The one I'm gonna bring out, as her name dictates, she's not placid, so I might get tagged on that one, but almost all of them are. So all you guys out there that are spreading that Amazon tree boa hate, that they're just bitey and they just wanna nail you, as you can see with this video and some of my prior videos, that simply is not the case. These things are curious, and just like any animal, they have a threshold of being done with handling. And they're pretty tolerant. What's up, Elise?
Oh, sorry, I didn't.
No, you can come out here and watch if you want.
I have candy for you because it's Easter.
Okay, this is Elise.
Hi.
This is live YouTube right now.
Really?
So you know, so,
Oh, that's cool.
So people from all over are seeing you.
Wow, this is a
She
special
brought me a breath mint, guys.
It's a lifesaver, and
it's a breath mint.
fine. Do you want me to get you a little Lindor thing?
Does my breath stank?
No, but do you want the Lindo one?
No, this
You
will
can
work.
eat that way. Eat that
This will
way.
work.
Wow.
Okay, so now that my breath is in check,
Harley, no.
this is Sangria. So I'm gonna put her back, and I'm gonna pull out the next animal, and her name is Satan's Helper. She is not all that nice. The more you work with your animal, no matter what. Yeah, hey, you know what, dude? I could not agree more. I believe you're a dude. If you're a girl, I apologize. Um, I think, yeah, animals do, they learn. I don't think they're gonna, they don't have the same memory association that like a mammal would have, but they can tell when you're nervous, and they can tell when you are or are not a threat. If you're being super rough with them, you're pulling them in and out, and you're making quick movements, making them feel insecure, then obviously they're going to be on the defense. But when you're being very deliberate and you're not really restraining the animal, you're letting them kind of go where they want, then you really shouldn't have any problems at all. Like, look how close this animal's head is to my fingers. She could bite me at any time. Not happening. So guys, get on board. Get an Amazon tree boa, a captive born and bred one, and try them out. If you don't like them, you reach out to me and I'll buy it from you. How about that? That's pretty good, right? All right. So I'm gonna put Sangria back, and I am going to take out Satan's Helper. Let's pray that she doesn't get into me. Come on, sweetheart.
No, Harley. Harley, no.
She's this will be fun. She is coiled all around the chair. Come on.
Get up there.
So she's all over the chair. So I got to get her out. Hey, could you guys go play over
No,
there?
watching.
Okay, that's fine.
Come here. Harley
These guys'
doesn't know
prehensile
what's facing.
tails a pain in the anus. Come here.
He's gonna get stuck.
No, he's not gonna get stuck. It's a she, by the way.
She's gonna get stuck.
No, she's not. They're just, now she might get
Come here, Harley.
upset because I'm having to unravel her in the chair, and she's probably getting stressed out. But damn you, get off the freaking chair. Oh, and the Mustang is coming. Nope.
Oh,
All right. Okay, so this is Satan's Helper. She is absolutely, she'll stay still, beautiful, but she is not the friendliest of Amazons. And I'm actually surprised she's doing so well, but look at that color. And she is just an absolutely gorgeous animal. Just like Sangria, these girls shed on the same day. They're the same age. Both are captive born and bred. And I've got her, she came from a tiger. Hey, thank you, man. Point Buckster. So she, I want to breed with my really clean tiger, Maximus. I think that her color and his color will produce some really, really nice babies. She's a couple years old. I need to check the the date of birth on both of them because they're over 2. They're within a year of being able to be bred. Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, she is really, really pretty. And Sangria, since she came from a calico, I want to breed her to Cal, who is my calico male. He's not a really large expression of the gene, but he does have it, and he's actually gotten more of it that has come through the older he's gotten. But really cool animal. Her pattern still is here, the orange. You can still see it, but it's a little more faint. But as it goes down her body, it gets very, very pronounced. And there's a lot of black speckling that, you know, is not too bad. So this is Satan's Helper. I love this animal. Even though she's kind of a B word, she is still really, really pretty. And as you can tell, even with animals that can be a little tempestuous, you you handle them the right way, and it's still workable. You know, like she's not being defensive at all. She's flicking her tongue. She's slithering away from me. There's no defensive posture. So she's just wanting to check things out. So Amazon tree boas, I love them to death. They are my favorite species, and yeah, I felt that, you know, rather than me just talking for this live video, I want to be able to bring animals out and just kind of show you guys, just, you know, rap a little bit with you guys, and you guys can ask questions, make comments, see something that you haven't seen before or that you don't like, or something you're not familiar with. You guys can just comment below, and I'll try and read them as the comments pop up on the screen. But anyway, this is Satan's helper. I'm gonna put her back. I did stress her out a little bit when I was trying to pull her off the chair, but anyway, very pretty animal. I just love these Amazon tree boas, and you guys know that I have quite a few. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of that name. So I have not produced a lot of Amazon tree boas, and so you guys know I only have 2 adult pairs. So I have 1 pair that I'm breeding this year. I had 2 pairs that went last year. One of the girls didn't take, and that's the girl that I'm repeating this year, using a different male. And I have 1 girl who's really thrown me for a loop because she's definitely gravid, but I continued feeding her, and so she shed 4, 5, 6 times, and she's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And you can run your hands along her belly, and you can feel, I counted 8 size balls about this big all the way down. So I have changed her setup because this has been like going on for like a year, and I know that Corrales, there has been reports of Corrales holding the embryos in until the female actually passes away. So she just basically is gravid. There's perfectly healthy babies that are alive in there, but eventually the babies expire because she doesn't deliver, and it goes septic and kills the mother. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I've moved her into a tub with belly heat so she can bask right on it, whereas before I had her in heat in a more basking type setup where there was ambient heat and she could perch, you know, and kind of sit like that. But I wanted to get her into a CB70 tub because she's not very big and she can bask right on the heat. And we're, you know, I've simplified the cage setup, given her just newspaper as substrate, and she's got water and a piece of cork bark in there, and that's it. So we're gonna see how that goes. But that was my pairing from last year that took. I'm a little worried, but anyway, so I only have 2 pairs. So I've got a bunch of young animals that I'm still raising up. So this next year and the year after that, I should have a lot more to offer, and I should have, you know, my chances will be a lot better. So, you know, I'm doing this because I just love it. I love working with these animals. I love it. I want to talk to you guys a little bit, real quick, because we're kind of reaching the end here. We're almost at 30 minutes. I did want to talk to you guys about Corrales Radio real fast.
Can I introduce Harley real fast?
You can.
Come here, baby. Look at it.
So this is Elise,
You're on
and
YouTube.
this is Harley. They've seen Harley though.
You have?
Yeah. They've all seen Harley. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's cutie.
Okay. So let me finish this.
Let's go inside.
I'm gonna be done in like 2 or 3 minutes. So with Corrales Radio, our next show is Wednesday, this Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're gonna be doing an off-topic show. Bob Guerre, I have no idea how to say his last name, guys. From Ancient Reproductions. He's the founder of the Max line, and his kind of coin is that Max Pink line of Argentine boas. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Argentine boas. We're going to be talking about his Max Pink line. We're going to be talking about them just generally speaking, husbandry, what they're all about. They are kind of, in my opinion, they're kind of like the diamond python of the red-tailed boa complex. I love them. So I used to have a massive female as a pet. This is back in 2004, and she was so placid, so cool. And this animal, I could just drape over my shoulders. She was such a badass animal. I loved her. Um, I'd like to get some more. So anyway, we're gonna have him on 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I'm out in California. We're gonna be talking about that. And the following week, I'm going to bring on Brian Barczyk. So, from Snake Bites and BHB, I don't really think he needs an introduction. But I'm going to talk about that next week on the live show. Um, I've got to get an outline of what we're going to be talking about. Guys, I'm not bringing him on to talk about the past. Just, I'm just not. I don't really care. We've all got things that we're not proud of. We've all made mistakes. The only difference is he put his out there for everybody to see, and he's taken a lot of heat for it. And some of the stuff he's done, I don't necessarily agree with, but I know him to be a good man that is imperfect, just like every one of us, and makes mistakes. And this is a total learning curve. You know, like getting out there when you're not your profession is not in broadcasting and you're putting yourself out there for the world to see, people look for that. They look for ways to just spread the hate or to find fault. And to be honest, guys, if you're going to look for fault in somebody, you're going to find it 100% of the time. If that's what your mind is focused on, if you're focused on the negative, you're going to find the negative. It doesn't take long because we're all imperfect. We all make mistakes. But um, if you look at the bigger picture, he's done a lot of great things for the reptile community. He's also been very successful in maintaining a profitable business breeding reptiles for a living, and that's something I know everybody's interested in hearing about. He's also had quite a bit of experience over his career of keeping reptiles in breeding different corral species, which is totally applicable to the show. So I want to bring him on, and you guys have an open mind. Listen to it and see what it's all about. We're not. I don't bring anybody on to bash their reputation or to make them feel uncomfortable or awkward. That is not what I'm about. I would much rather the listeners and the viewers that have that mindset to unsubscribe to me right now. Just do it because that is not what I'm about. And I want like-minded people listening to my podcast. I want like-minded people watching my videos, and I want people that embrace the same thoughts I do and the same, I don't mean have the same opinions, but that kind of look at this hobby as in the same light that I do. If you're focused on the negative and it's just a matter of time before you start carrying that mindset over to me, and I don't like to surround myself with people like that. So anyway, I'm really excited to have him on. It should be very informative and it should be a good time. And I encourage you guys to listen, to ask questions, to have an open mind as well, and try to learn something. Because if you try to learn something, you're going to be able to learn something every time. But I don't know. How do you guys feel? I mean, I think that doing these later in the day, I'll get a little bit more participation. I'm really excited that a few folks were commenting. Again, we're still growing our subscribers. We're not even at 400 yet, so I'm pretty happy with where we're at, given the amount of people that we have subscribed to the channel. If you guys haven't had a chance yet, spread the word, get your friends on board, send them to my page for Corrales Radio and Godbold Exotics over on Facebook. Check them out and like them, subscribe to the channel, and like, comment, ask questions, but make sure you're subscribing to the channel, guys. I'm trying to grow this. I'm not doing it for my living. I'm doing it just because I love it, and I want to put good, solid information out there that is entertaining and fun to watch. That's what this is about. And I'm working on some merchandise. So the way that's going to work is I need a minimum of 6 orders to fill an order. So I need 6 people to order something before I can put in an order. So just because you order something, if it's not in stock, doesn't mean you're going to get it that week. But I promise you, I'm a good person. I have integrity. I'm honest. I'm not going to take your money. So you will get it. It just may, may take a few weeks, depending on what their wait time is. But I guarantee you that I will provide you with a product that you paid for, and and if I don't, I'll refund your money. And I guarantee you that I will maintain communication with whoever is waiting, and I will respond to any requests that you have. You have that as my commitment. So, you guys, hopefully you like it. It's going to be T-shirts and hats, and I do have a design for a hoodie. It says Corrales Radio right here, and it's got a cool little banner thing across the back. It's a gray hoodie. It's a zip up. I think that's like $45. Hats are going to be $25. T-shirts are going to be $25. Regardless of how much you order or where you're at, shipping is $8 on top of the price. So make sure that whenever you send me something, you're adding $8 to it. If you do not add the $8 to the $25 or the $45 or whatever it is you buy, I will be sending you a PayPal request for $8. So I will not ship until the $8 is paid for. So just remember, this is the lower 48, guys. Hey, I would love to ship overseas, but I'm just starting this out. I'm just learning, and I don't want to go get over my head. So I'm gonna take a little extra time before I start shipping overseas. I want to try it a little bit here in the U.S. and get my feet wet. But later this year, I am gonna do a calendar as well, which should be really fun. Again, guys, I'm just trying to spread the word, man. I'm trying to get people involved. I want to bring more corrals keepers over. I want to show people that these animals are absolutely awesome, and they are. You don't need me to sell it. You just need me to get an animal in your hands, and once you get an animal in your hands, the animal will do the rest of the work. So, anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys have any questions, hit me up. You can email me at godboldexotics@gmail.com. And if you really want to support the channel, get a little exclusive content, head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/godboldexotics. Pledge $1. It's $1. Come on. But it goes towards helping us out. Like right now, I'm trying to save up and buy a new mic for our camera. So the money that you guys pledge through Patreon will go towards me being able to buy a new microphone. So transparency. Just want you guys to know where it's all going. So patreon.com/godboldexotics. If you're listening or watching this right now, go over there and pledge $1 to $3. Do it. Do it. All right. Hey, you guys take care. Enjoy your Easter. Spend time with family. Eat some good food. Try and sneak a couple pieces of chocolate in there if you can. And I will hit you guys up this week with another episode about awesome tree boas. And this one will be about emerald tree boas at Ryan Wallison's place. So we're trying to do some collabs and visit some other facilities. So should be awesome. And I'm really excited. Holy crap, I've been going for 40 minutes. Oh my gosh, I gotta get inside. All right, you guys have a good one. Peace.